Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
Hara 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 Sai Maheshwara.
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 Shiva 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 Shambho Shankara.
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 Danza in mi vida, Shiva Nataraja, transformanza en isas mi sufrir.
Danza en mi vida, Shiva Nataraja, transformanza en quizás mi sufrir.
Danza en mi vida, Shiva Nataraja, transformanza en isas mi sufrir.
Danza en mi vida, Shiva Nataraja, transformanza en quizás mi sufrir.
Bebe el veneno que viene de mi ego, eleva mi mente al puro ser.
Bebe el veneno que viene de mi ego, eleva mi mente a conocer.
Bebe el veneno que viene de mi ego, eleva mi mente al puro ser.
Bebe el veneno que viene de mi ego, eleva mi mente a conocer.
Hara 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 Sai Maheshwara.
Hara 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 Sai Maheshwara.
Shiva 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 Shambho Shankara.
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 Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
Hara 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 Sai Maheshwara.
Hara 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 Sai Maheshwara.
Shiva 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 Shambho Shankara.
Shiva 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 Shambho Shankara.
Danza en mi vida, Shiva Nataraja, transformanza en isas mi sufrir.
Danza en mi vida, Shiva Nataraja, transformanza en quizás mi sufrir.
Bebe el veneno que viene de mi ego, eleva mi mente al puro ser.
Beba el veneno que viene de mi ego, eleva mi mente a conocer.
Hara 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 Sai Maheshwara.
Hara 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 Sai Maheshwara.
Shiva 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 Shambho Shankara.
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 Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
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 Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah Shivaya Namah.
Shivaya Namah.
Om Namah 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 Shivaya Namah.
Om Shri Sai Ram. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you that have joined for this evening's R10, Region 10 Inspirational Channel. As you may recall, in quarter one, we talked about Swami's first principle, the human value, truth. And in the next 3 months, starting with this month's session, we will be exploring Swami's teachings on Dharma, the right action. So it's my distinct pleasure and privilege to invite Brother Saichellappa here to our session. Welcome to our session, brother. Brother Saichellappa is the Region 5's service coordinator, in addition to being the SSC coordinator in the Des Moines Center in Iowa. We all know part of his family already because he is married to Sister Rama Devi Shankaran, who was in our region this last year during our retreat, as well as in some of the centers where she had presented the ease workshops in Houston, and I believe in some other centers as well. And she was our keynote speaker, one of the two keynote speakers at our retreat as well. So like Sister Rama Devi, Brother Saichellappa also has a wealth of experience and a lot of blessings from Swami, personal guidances and so on, which guide him in his day-to-day life, in his professional life, and personal life as well, and in the community, what he does for through the Sai Center, in the general community in which they live, and so on. So we are going to spend the next hour or so talking to him, learning about what he has learned from Swami's teachings. But we are going to start at the very beginning. Brother, please tell us how you came to Swami's fold. Where did you start?
Sairam, I offer my humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our dearest Swami. I offer my humble pranams to my parents, without whom I will not be who I am now. I offer my humble pranams to all the teachers, academically and spiritually, who have taught me to be in this stage. And Om Shri Sai Ram. And thank you, sister, for this wonderful opportunity. And to start with, in the 60s, my dad was a highways engineer. He was working in Ooty, and my grandfather is a forest veterinary officer. He was a veterinary doctor specialized in forest animals. So he was working in Mudumalai forest. So my grandfather came to Ooty, and at that time, Swami was in Ooty, and my dad told my grandfather that somebody, at that time, my dad was not married. Somebody called Sai Baba is here. Can we go and see? So they both went to see him, and that's how my grandfather got connected. Immediately, the Swami told my grandfather, come with me to Parthi, and he went to Parthi, and of course he was working too. And he's the one who brought Sai Gita, baby elephant, to Swami. And I will share about that experience a little later too. So that's how our family got connected. And then everyone who was born after that starts with the name Sai. My name is Saichellappa. My brother's name is Sai Gopal, and Sai Kolapan, Sai Mani, and everything. It goes on for all my cousins, Sai Lakshmi, like that. So, and we were all living as a joint family. And my mom has also cooked food for Swami, and they had some personal interactions too. And Swami has materialized a watch for my grandfather exactly at the moment when my younger brother was born. And so that's why my younger brother has got more this thing. all the rules are relaxed for him. Even if he makes a mistake, I get the yellings because no one else at him. Because Swami materialized a watch, and Swami also materialized a ring for my grandpa, the Panchaloka ring with the Shirdi Sai.
Wow,
To so that
very nice.
yeah, so I'll just keep it brief on my family. The more it's a personal connection I had with Swami is after coming to US. Even though from childhood I've seen Swami close by and all those things, the real connection happened only after coming to US and attending retreats. That's where I could feel Swami's omnipresence and how he's working through me and all those things, how he's literally controlling me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you think of Dharma, as
Yeah.
Swami talks about Dharma,
Is it?
what relates to you the most of the teachings of Swami about Dharma relates to you the most? What appeals to you?
Yeah, the Dharma for me is doing the right thing. And of course, that's obvious for everybody. But all the times, we call it as 10,000%, 100% of the time, 100% doing the right thing. And we can do that. It's not at all tough when we feel that omnipresent Swami. And once we have got the bliss of omnipresent Swami, nothing else matters. We will always only do the right thing. And I can share some examples and when Swami is in control, even when we want to do some things wrong purposely just for the benefit of higher good, we may think, but he will, I've seen him, he manipulates the situation in such a way that we don't do it. So that's how it has happened for me. And I may not go in a chronological order, but and the I'll start with one this thing where I was in a senior management position, and we have meetings with the union team too. And as a management position, I have to support the management and cannot support the union as it's by default. But on one particular instant, what they were saying was right, and without even me thinking that I should not support them, I just said, yeah, that's right. We should do it that way. And that did not go well with my bosses and this thing. And but and what happened was in that year performance review, uh, I got it as meet expectation instead of getting it as exceed expectation. Normally, I get some exceed expectation, but after seeing the other jobs and everything, also my boss very clearly wrote in my performance review in writing. She put it as, whatever be the situation, your biggest strength is you always follow your value. Something like that. Your biggest strength is you stick to your values in all situations. Something like that. He wrote it. I was very proud that he was writing it. And the following year, Swami created a situation like a big disaster and things like that, where he gave me an opportunity to again exceed, and it all went well, and everyone appreciated for those things and gave me the exceed performance ratings and other things. But no matter what, sticking to values by default, it comes automatically. When we think that Swami is watching us, there is no way we will do anything wrong. We will just
Correct.
do the right thing.
Yeah,
So,
when everything is going well, it's
yeah,
easy to be
yes,
doing the right thing.
yeah,
The true test is when things are not going well, right? And
yes,
even then, to stick to your values and to do the right thing, even when the situation is not conducive to what is beneficial to you or conducive to you.
yeah. That's
But
what
it's like that's when Swami is watching over you
exactly.
and he's
Right.
making you do the right thing.
Just one quick
Absolutely.
incident is I was in research and development once and in textile machinery. And I was a controls engineer and there was a mechanical engineer. We were a team. So I thought there was one concept that will work good. And when I went and told my boss, he said, don't do it. So at that time, my ego got triggered, and then I myself and my mechanical team member, we decided that okay, we will come on a Sunday and do it and try it. So we made a plan to bypass the boss and come and do it on a Sunday. We told our vice president that we didn't clearly tell him the whole story. We just said we are just going to come and do some trials, and we are going to do it. And technically, it's a lie, but I thought I convinced myself that I'm doing the right thing for the benefit of the company, blah blah blah, and I wanted to do that because my technical ego was high at that time, and somehow the boss on Saturday, there it's a 6 days week. The Saturday evening, he just casually asked me, "Hey, what are you going to do Sunday tomorrow?" And without even knowing that I have to hide it, I just told him, "I'm coming here to do these trials." And then I realized, oh, what did I say? But then he also could not say anything. Okay, that's fine, he said, and he went. And of course, the trials became successful, and we launched the machine. That all went good. But how Swami protected me from telling that lie, and he created a situation for me to tell the truth. And of course, that friend came and he's yelled at me saying that why in the world you tell that உனக்கு பொய் சொல்லவே தெரியாதுடா இப்படி பண்ணிட்டியே அப்படின்னு that, but I was thankful that Swami created a situation so that I don't do something wrong. That's how yeah, now there are so many incidents where even if I wanted to do something wrong, he will change the situation in such a way that I don't have to deal with it at all. That's how when you're connected, he really takes care of that.
Yeah,
That's-
when we tell the truth, it's always the same truth.
yes.
We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to create what story did we have to make up and have we, given all the same details to everyone. All those worries are not there.
Yeah.
Life becomes simple.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
That's and
Like let Swami hold your hand and then walking becomes easy.
yeah,
Right?
right.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
from my childhood, if you want me to start, even though I studied in English medium from kindergarten all the way to college and everything, I had a passion for Tamil. And somehow in Tamil, there is a saying, தாயில் சிறந்த ஒரு கோவிலும் இல்லை, தந்தை சொல்மிக்க மந்திரம் இல்லை. There is no better temple than mother, and there is no better words than father's words. Somehow that got imprinted in my heart. I never disobeyed my father after listening to that. And whatever he says, is I'll blindly do it. Even if he says jump over, I'll jump over. Like, it was like that. My cousins, we were a joint family. They were all really concerned that I'm not thinking on my own. This guy is going to become, he cannot manage the world, all those things, because he's always listening to his dad. But I would say that for me, the secret of my success all the way is because I was listening to my dad. And even if I want to go for sometimes I know that my dad doesn't like it. I will tell him in advance, Dad, I'm going to a second show today. Please don't tell me anything, and then I'll go. I've never disobeyed him. I'll just put it in a way that so that he agrees. And then I've been listening to my parents has been one thing where I found that it's for me and my wife, both of us, that is the main secret of our success is listening to implicitly obeying our parents. We never disobeyed our parents in this thing, any of occasions. So that's one thing I would like to share is, and that's how
Yes.
we grew up.
Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam.
Yes. And
That Mata and Pita, that obedience has only brought you to the Guru, who is
yes.
God.
And that
Definitely.
is where when we talk about Dharma and the right action, we have to do the right action with love, with enjoyment, and following parents, especially for children and even for grown-ups. Just let's not disobey the parents. That's the main thing. We have found that it will take us to enormous heights.
Yes,
And,
definitely.
yeah.
Actually, I have been enjoying Swami's teachings of reading about Dharma Vahini and Professor Venkatraman's exposition of Dharma Vahini. I was reading. In that, one thing that really attracted me, I'm just going to share the words so I don't misquote anything. Atma Dharma is the fundamental principle of life while Achara Dharma consists of practical rules. But practical rules have to be consistent with the Atma Dharma. One cannot dismiss the Atma Dharma as being irrelevant simply because we are dealing with the so called practical matters. So,
Absolutely.
what do you think is Atma Dharma and what do you think are the Achara Dharmas? I think Achara Dharmas are the ones that we talked about, I think,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay.
where, practically you're facing some situations and what do you do in a right way?
Yeah. So Atma Dharma is the fundamental. You already hit it on the nail. And this thing, Paradharma is what the practical dharma has to be aligned with Atma Dharma. Yet it's very important. There is no flexibility in spirituality. We have to do the right thing. And because that is the real happiness. We may, whatever practically we think that we can deviate from these things will give us temporary happiness. But the permanent, real happiness, the real bliss, you get only by following Atma Dharma. And
Mm,
there, I used to say that when you put Swami in the front, there is only one way. There is the right way.
yes,
All others may be a better way. But when you put Swami in the front, you will know that this is the right way to do it. And there will be only one way of doing it, and
yeah,
that's the right way of doing it. And so there is absolutely we cannot compromise on those things. And even I can, I mean, the after school program, what I teach the children,
hmm,
even when they play. Once I was teaching after school program, and we were playing a game there, like a snake and ladder, where
hmm,
you do a right thing, you go up, do a wrong thing, you go down. It's similar to the snake and ladder game. But a small child, all third graders and fourth grader, one kid bypassed and put the coin on the next box. Told him, no, don't do it. Even the opponent said, Mr. Sai, it's just a game. Why are you worried? I said, even in the game, you got to follow the right thing. No question of doing anything wrong. And we had some discussion on those things too. So that's how,
definitely.
and so, I mean, when you talk about dharma in my workplace, main thing is doing it with love is also dharma, and
Yes,
doing with happiness. And I used to manage around 150 technicians. Everyone knows that one mantra: approach with love. I always
approach.
tell them approach with love. And
Hmm,
even 3/3, I'm a factory engineer, engineering manager too.
hmm.
And so any machines break down Friday evening, 3:30, if a machine breaks down, I call them, okay, Swami, let's go and fix it. When we go with happiness, it's practically, I've seen it so many times. We can fix the problem in 5 minutes and go home. But when we go with a grumpy face, even at 10 p.m., we won't be done with the solution.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's where all the technicians, they all say, okay, Sai, let's approach with love. They'll come with me. And that became a mantra in our office, is approach with love. For any problems in the machines or anywhere, we always say that approach with love.
very nice.
That's,
Approach with love is a great way. It's like,
yeah,
make it sugary and sweet.
right.
Even the toughest situations,
Yeah,
because we say to do the right thing in a tough situation only is hard. At that time, if you do it lovingly,
yes.
then it softens everything.
That's how Swami takes care of that. When you do it with Swami, main thing what Swami wants us to be is be happy. And
Yes,
basic happiness comes only when we do the right thing, and
yeah,
we can feel Swami's omnipresent.
yeah,
So, and when we come to the service activities, we can feel that's again we are doing it as a dharma too, and you can feel Swami in all the service activities. That's you can feel the bliss, and after that you won't feel like doing anything else. You just and so once the very first medical camp 13 years back, we were starting in Des Moines. And
mm,
that time we wanted to put some partitions and all in the room layout for different booths and things like that. And I went to the partition rental and they asked for $700. partition. So I said, no, we cannot do that. We will try to do something else. So I was trying to measure it and come up with different plans. So many days I spent, nothing was working out. And Saturday was the camp. First day, I decided, okay, Rama, there's nothing working out. I'm going to spend the $700. There's no way. Let's get it from the shop. So I go the flyer. I go to the rental guy, and the lady was there. I told her, here is a flyer. This is you're doing it as a voluntary work. Any discount is okay. I was totally in a frustrated mood. I was not even saying that loud, lovingly. So whatever discount, that's fine. If not, that's okay. Let's get the partitions. She just said, wait a second, and she went to the manager, talked, and came and said, okay, we will give it you for $140. From 700, all of a sudden, that's how Swami takes us to the edge. But ultimately, he has tested us a lot of times in so many things. But ultimately, he will make sure that he gives us more than what we ask for.
Hmm.
If he's delaying something, what we have realized is he's going to give us more. And if the results are not coming the way we want it, we have to be rest assured that he's giving us more than what we are looking for.
Yeah.
What we have seen
Yeah.
in
That's
this.
a very important lesson also, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
if we are going with some expectations
yeah,
and then we don't get what we want, then to
yeah,
know that, okay, there is a higher purpose here. This is why we are not getting what we are asking for.
yeah.
That lesson also we need to learn.
Exactly.
Doing the right thing, even
Yes.
then.
Yeah. That's one thing. And Dharma is doing helping people too. I mean, my grandfather's it's like a broken record. Two things he always says every day. ஜனங்களுக்கு சேவை பண்ணணும். Serve our people every day. Finally,
Hmm.
when he passed away, the last words he said was Ram, 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 and he breathed last. I mean,
Hmm.
that's how he had a peaceful death. And my dad too, he had a peaceful death too. Mm. And this thing is basically always he thinks about two things repeatedly from childhood. What he said is serve the people, and Swami's quote, do good, be good, see good, say good. That-
Yes.
even he is yelling at us, he will say us, do good, be good, see good. He will only yell at us like that. So that's how we grow up as he's saying that. And the main important of why do we have to follow the Atma Dharma?
Hmm.
My dad repeatedly told me that, "Hey, I'm in this position. We are all living good because of the punyas of the grandfather."
Hmm.
His dad. He says that because of his punya, we are good. Because of his punya, we are good. He will repeatedly say that. And that also imprinted on me that the parental deeds really impacts the child's happiness.
Yes.
And I truly believe in that. And I used to listen to Tapovanam. And when my dad was saying that at that time, I because he said that, I truly believe that. I blindly just accept whatever my dad says. And but Swami again reinforced that. In Tapovanam, it's a
Hmm.
wonderful audio book. I used to listen to the audiobook. At least 5, 6 times I would have listened. I never get bored listening to the Tapovanam. And in that, there is one story where Swami shows a newspaper to Jagarao.
Hmm.
And in that paper, it says that a stepmother blinded the children. And so shows that to Jagarao and asks him, what will you do in this case? And instantaneously, Jagarao replies, I will blind the mother, Swami. And then Swami says, no, God doesn't do like that. God blinds the children. So that is the impact on whatever the parents that, and that's how he says in the next birth that mother's children were blinded, and the story goes on. And that really reinforced what my dad was saying is if we want our children to be happy, we have to do the right thing. I mean, That
So
is the
duty is
yeah,
also right action,
right
doing your
action,
duty.
doing our duty, and we have to do it in the right way.
Do it the right way
Yeah,
and do it
that's
with love.
yes. That
And
is
then
important.
that's not just benefiting you, it's benefiting your children.
Yes, if we really want our children to be happy, we have to
Mm.
always do the right thing. That is the message I really got reinforced once what my dad was saying, as well as what Tapovanam, the story reinforced that to me with
Very
Swami,
nice.
like Swami attesting that you better, if you want your children in multiple births to be happy, you got
Wow.
to do the and given Tirukkural in Tamil, there is a famous poet called Thiruvalluvar,
Ruler.
and in one of this things, let me first say it in Tamil if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
எழுபிறப்பும் தீயவை தீண்டா பழிப்பிறங்கா பண்புடைய மக்கள் பெறே. So if you bring up your children in a good way, your sins for seven janmas are cancelled.
Wow.
The famous poet is saying that you bring your children in good way, your sins are cancelled for 7 janmas.
Wow.
That's that reinforces how much we have to pay attention to bring our children to do the right things.
Right things.
That is what we do in SSC. And one of the dharma for parents is to bring the children to SSC and bhajans and all those science and activities, which is helping us to nullify our sins.
Oh,
So,
definitely.
I take
We
it
are
as
blessed then to be the teachers trying to
yes,
teach, and the
yeah,
parent is also the first teacher for the children,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So
So that's one of the things. I mean,
that's very
that's
self-assuring
yes,
coming
because
from Swami to say that.
yes, exactly. And
Very
even
nice.
Thiruvalluvar has said that, and Swami has said so many times too, and all these things, because the whole world right now is in a sad state because of lack of spirituality.
Mm,
The Dharma is totally out, and we all have a primary duty to teach our younger generation, and we have to lead by example. Without us leading by example, there is, I mean, there's no point in advising anyone or preaching anyone. So that's what we also do in
yeah,
SSC, some after school programs. And
definitely.
that I would like to share some stories is you can feel Swami when we follow and then teach the kids too. And one of the things is uh, one of the group two long time back before pandemic, I was teaching group two, and that child, their family was totally new to Sai Central. That's the first year they are coming, and that child starts talking about I love meat and these things in the class, and also because they are not they don't know about the Sai Center, these things. No, the mom will be always exactly waiting for the 5:15 time and immediately take the child out. They go for other parties and other things. So my judgment on that child was little low, but still I was teaching and but in one class and he's the only one just on the lighter side. Everyone else calls me uncle. She's the only one who will call me Mr. Sai in
Mm.
like the American system, which I loved it too. But in one of the class in the beginning, we do light meditation. She was just shaking her head and doing some things. And then after the light meditation, I raised my voice and told her, "You cannot be doing this. You have to sit quiet, focus on the right meditation." Then she told me, "No, that person in the picture, he came to me and told me to be a nice girl." And then, wow, we judge the student in whatever way we want by their external behavior. But Swami has personally, I mean, manifested before her and advised her. And after that, there are so many things with the same child. Even during the summer holidays, she asked her dad to text me saying that she's following what I said and she's feeling happy. Because we talked about in the end, like how to convert negative things to positive things and how to look at it in a positive way, all those things. And she specifically told her dad to text me that she's
The
following all the things.
transformation.
Yes,
The transformation
that's
is
how
what
Swami takes.
Swami wants.
Yes. And you can feel the omnipresence of Swami in all those things. It's not that we are doing it. And he's giving us the credit and he uses us as his instruments. But ultimately, he's the doer. In any case, even office work or whatever it is,
Yeah,
you will feel that Swami is the one who is doing it.
for
And
sure. You had
that's how
talked
it,
about spirituality,
yes,
doing the right action. This, Atma Dharma, following with that Atma Dharma only is true spirituality, right?
yes,
And how Swami says, how do you take your work to worship?
yes,
Only by following Dharma and Satya together. That's
yeah,
what will convert and bring you to spirituality.
exactly.
In fact, because I was reading Professor Venkatraman's exposition on these, he had
Hmm.
given the example of apparently once Swami had gone when he was teaching, he was the vice chancellor at the university. Swami goes on the weekends to talk to the boys and all that. At that time, uh, he had materialized a pen and he had opened it and he had talked, taken it part by part and everything explained. And
Hmm.
at the end of the visit, he had given the pen to Professor, and he had kept it very safely. It's a sacred pen materialized by Swami, and he would use it only for writing, taking down Swami's discourse.
Yeah,
You are familiar with
I
what I'm
got it.
talking about from your smile, I see. And
Got it.
then one day he goes to Swami calls him in to talk to him about something, and he has a different pen, a different ballpoint pen. And Swami says, "Where's the pen I materialized?" And he says, "Swami, I use it only for spiritual work." Swami looked at him straight and he said, "Everything is spiritual work in
Yes,
life.
yeah,
Everything is spiritual." That's so profound, isn't it?
exactly.
For us to think
Yeah,
my office work, my Sai Center work, my temple work. No, all of them are Swami's work only.
yeah. And that's a very good point you alluded to is in office when I do any work, I don't expect any results. I'm not trying to brag about myself. I just want to share this via an incident. So I was in research and development, and I just keep on doing it because I have a passion for doing it.
Hmm.
As Swami said, I enjoy my work. And even
Hmm.
though I stay a long time, no one tells me to stay overtime or anything. I don't
Yeah.
get paid for overtime, but still do it. So once everything was going good. I joined. It was just less than a year after I joined the textile machinery company, and how it happened is, let me go quick. Is I was working in Madras, and I got purchased a flat in Madras, thinking that my dad, once he retires, they will come and stay with me. But
Hmm.
my dad said, no, I like Coimbatore, and he purchased a flat in Coimbatore and settled there. So then found a job in Coimbatore and went there. Because I wanted to be with
Fair.
my parents, and I had no intention of coming anywhere else to US or anywhere too. I just wanted to be with my parents. That was my only goal. So then, within at that time, we used to go to Mantralayam very often.
Hmm.
So once I went to Mantralayam and came back, uh, and there my company van comes to the doorsteps to pick me up. So morning 5 o'clock, the train arrives. 7:30, the company van comes. I get in. Everyone started congratulating me. It's not even 1 year. I was in probation, and they said that I've been promoted as assistant manager. So my faith in Raghavendra Mantralayam uh, totally elevated. And wow, I just went and came, and I just got a promotion. I
Got
was
a
in the
blessing.
whole. It's a
Yeah.
60-year-old company. In the whole history, I was the youngest assistant manager.
Hmm.
So everything was going good, and the years passed, 5 or 7 years, I think 5 or 6 years, and then again the promotion, these things are all they're all talking, and seniority, all those things, and everyone started congratulating me in advance, saying that hey, you are the next manager, and of course my performance, everything was good. So this time I thought anyway I'm going to get my promotion, so I will go and thank Raghavendra in advance and come back. So I went to Mantralayam, came back, and on Thursday they're announcing the results, and my promotion was overlooked. But even though it may look like exaggeration, I'm not exaggerating. I was not at all disappointed. And everyone was shocked that I was not disappointed. Everyone asked me, hey, என்னடா இப்படி இருக்கேன்னு? But I said, this is nothing. It's just, I've gone to Raghavendra. He has given me this. This is what is good for me. Let's accept it. Let's be happy. Let's keep working. So everything was good. This happened on a Thursday. And on Sunday, there is it's a small classified, it's very small, very tiny advertisement. It comes on the Hindu paper. It's classified. It just said opening in US. Then I told, okay, Rama, let's try applying for it. I've never updated my resume so far, but we just applied for it. And they sponsored H1 and we came here. And if I had got the promotion, I would not have even thought about this. So whatever is being delayed is for our good. Even though he takes us to the edge, as long as we are doing it and leave the results to him, and if he's delaying it anything, it is because he wants to give us more. And that's how we have seen it in our life. In so many incidents, is he wants to give us better. That's the only reason he's delaying the results for us.
Is it easy to remember that at the time that when the negative result happens?
Yes.
What should we do to practice?
That is feeling a omnipresent God, because for us, from childhood, the faith was impregnated into us. I mean, if we impregnate the faith into the children, nothing else matters. After that, once you have blind faith on God, and once you feel that everything is by Him, nothing else will matter for us. We just feel that we have to do our duty. The result is in God, and that is impregnated onto us from childhood. Hey, do your duty. Result is not in your hands. That was why my grandfather and my parents, they just hit it hard on our heart, saying that your job is only to do our duty, and result is only with God. So that thought really helped us to, I mean, come over all these things happily and no disappointments.
Very nice.
That's
Really
it.
wonderful to hear that.
Yeah.
And you had alluded to after school programs. Tell me a little bit about that service. What
okay,
happens?
that's again, it's all, I sometimes say, I'm sorry to say that in Tamil, I call it Dakalti Swami, like Krishna's pranks. He always plays pranks with us, with everyone for that matter. And for him, testing is like a tasting. So when the first medical camp, after the medical camp was done, we are packing up and we are sitting back and relaxing. The church pastor, he just when we were casually talking, he said the kids doesn't listen at all coming there. So then I casually told him I teach human values in Sai Center. I can come and teach there. Then he immediately arranged for the board members and he organized for a meeting. This meeting was on Wednesday, and all the board members were there. And a couple of we gave then myself and Rama went there. We gave a presentation on what we can do and all those things. And a couple of board members, they were very rude because they were thinking, "What's the catch? What's the catch?" And I had to return back saying that, see, because the pastor called me, I came. But I mean, if you want users, if you don't want, that's fine. And all these discussions was going back and forth. And at the end of the session, I asked them, when do you meet with the kids? I was mindset that it's on a weekend because all Balavikas is on Saturdays and Sundays. I was mindset it's going to be a weekend, so I didn't. They said that no, here the kids come on Wednesdays 2:30 to 4 because that's the time instead of letting the kids to be in the streets, they bring the kids to the church. And of course we cannot talk about God because it's a government funded program. As soon as I heard that, I told them, forget it. I cannot come from my office at 2:30 on a working day because there's so many people reporting to me. I cannot do these things. I'm extremely sorry. I thought it's a weekend. So done deal. And just I went back. Next day morning, Thursday morning, I opened the computer. The first email is from my president saying that we are starting a CCORP program, a Corporate Community Outreach Program. So anyone wants to volunteer, please come forward. how do you coincide? You can call it as a coincidence or a coincidence. It's a perfect timing. Thursday, I say no. I mean, Wednesday, I say no. And Thursday morning, first email is this. And then I told my boss, and he was happy that one from his department is doing it. And it continued. And that's how you feel the omnipresent Sai. He takes us to the edge and gives us this thing. And in that, again, of course, my boss clearly told me that my work should not be affected. So everything was going good. And we were doing it for nearly 5 or 6 years until the pandemic hit. We were doing it. And one of the days, it was totally stressful for me. We had a long day in the office, and I had to go for this. I was totally frustrated. And then, and those children, they're both mom and dad in jail, and they were born with drugs from mom's womb and things like that. I mean, it's not easy to teach them human values just like that. So, and that day I was going and I mean, I parked the car. I was talking to Swami. என்ன சுவாமி நானும் வந்து வார வாரம் படம் காமிச்சிட்டு இருக்கிறேன் இந்த பிள்ளைகளுக்கு என்ன நடக்குதுன்னே தெரியல. I was just saying I'm just coming here to show off, but nothing improvement is happening to the child. So I was just conversing with Swami. And the very first step I'm entering into the classroom, one child just yelled, talked loudly and told me, Mr. Sai, I felt so happy last week. What happened was last week I gave a homework. This whole week, talk only the truth. Come back and tell me, how did you feel? So she said that I felt so happy talking the truth. So that immediately he answered me and reinforced me that it's worth coming to this in office hours and doing it, even though I was frustrated. He was smiling and telling me that that's why I always, even though when I smile at him, he always smiles in the picture and keeps on smiling. That's how he deals with it.
Swami is always ever smiling.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, actually, when you were saying earlier about how growing up you had implicit faith and the obedience and so on, and I was about to ask, what about today's children? How do we, you know, impregnate them with this kind of obedience and so on? And I think Swami was listening to my thoughts already. You were giving me the example of even the children that are not our own children. You're going to not even Sai Center children.
Yes,
You're
yes.
going to an after school program and you tell them, and those children even react to it.
Yes.
So with love, when you are doing these
Yeah.
right actions, they
Yes.
have that positive effect on the children.
And
But
we
have you
don't have
had
to worry
any
about
other?
the effect. Sorry, we don't have to worry about the effect. That's one thing I've learned with so many years of teaching is the effect is his problem. He takes care of the results, and whatever he wants will happen. He has given us a chance. Let's do our job, and there ends the matter. And I've realized that and reinforced now. He has reinforced me so many times, so I don't worry about whether the children is going to behave good or what is good. My job is to teach them, and no judgment, no comparison, and that's my motto. And he will take care. And, in fact, one of the student, he was my group 2, and after that, for some reason, they got discontinued. But on the 12th grade graduation, though their parents have forgotten me and I have forgotten the student too, he specifically told the parents, please call him for graduation. And they specifically came and called me, and that's how sometimes the values also stick to them. And this thing, not expecting the results and Swami taking to edge, just want to talk about one more quick incident. This is on about a religious professor. He's in a community college here. He brought his students to the Hindu temple. And at that time, coincidentally, I was there, and the priest asked me to give a tour, and I gave them a tour. So then he asked me to come and give a lecture in the college. So myself and Rama, we go every summer, 3 times a year. We go to their college and give a lecture on Hindu religion. But their Hindu religion book says all the wrong things about Hindu religion, and repeatedly I keep on insisting that this is all wrong, this is the right thing. And we have a lot of arguments. Literally, we argue a lot. And it's going on for 5 years. We have been going back and forth, fighting with each other, but still we go. At least we'll teach something to the students. And on the 5th year, and I have brought him to the Sai Center too. And he had a discussion with all the Sai members and one of the this thing too after the bhajans. It was literally a fight. And he has a wrong impression about Hindu religion and all those things. So 5 years, we were very patient. We went and of course we had a lot of arguments. On one final day, I said, no, we are giving up.
Hmm.
There is absolutely no point in talking to this guy anymore. He never gets it. We are giving up. We just gave up. Next day morning, I just told them that we are giving up. I told my wife that we are giving up. Next day morning, he calls me
Hmm.
and said that Sai Baba came in my dream. He's my God. I don't know what happened in the dream. He has not shared what happened in the dream.
Wow.
And after that, he regularly comes to bhajan. He sings Shankara bhajan, Subramaniam, all the Sanskrit things, Indian bhajans. And he has Swami's picture in his classroom. And he tells the student he is the God.
Wow.
And I don't know what magic he did, but that's what happened. We didn't do anything, but he took us to the edge. But after that, he made him come to this realization. And I still don't know how it happened, what happened, but that's what happened. But to coincide with that, how beautifully that's only thing Swami can time it. 2 weeks before that, we made a decision in our Sai Center that we will compulsorily sing Sarvadharma Bhajan and English Bhajan all the weekends. So then he sent a Caucasian to our center. 2 weeks later, he's sending a Caucasian. Until then, it was only our Indian group.
India. Hmm. Hmm.
So once we made that first step to sing a Sarvadharma Bhajan, and how beautifully he times both together and brings it, that only he has the way of doing it. No one else can do it.
Yeah. The
So,
intention, the good intention you put forward,
yes,
he makes all the other things possible.
that's right.
You
You're
took
right.
the first step.
Yeah. But the
That's
timing is in
wonderful.
his hands.
Timing, of course, is his timing.
Yeah.
Impeccable. Very nice.
So
Very
that's
nice.
what.
So what would you tell the, there may be a lot of young parents who are tuning in today and they may be thinking, okay, what do I teach the children? How do I teach them implicit obedience, implicit faith? Because faith and discipline are both going hand in hand for spirituality, right?
Yes, yes.
So how do they get, first of all, how do they practice it and how should they be teaching it?
Yeah, in the Sai Center, this year, I'm hearing some echo or something. This year, we made it mandatory for all the parents to attend study circle and both parent and children to attend bhajan.
Bhajans, okay.
And all the parents have given good feedback on that. And of course, now the national initiative on the parenting circle,
Hmm,
that's going really good. We have already done with 3 sessions.
very nice.
And that is going good. And the important thing, the reason I'm saying that is the grace is proportional to efforts. It's not like a fast food drive-through. We can just go pay, hey, God, give me grace in 5 minutes, and we cannot go. We have to spend the time, that 2.5 hours and the children are getting so connected because the parents are also staying there for 2.5 hours. When the parents are also staying there, we could really see that the children are getting connected, and all the children. I have 10 kids in my group too. All the children, they are not everyone is learning music or anything, but all the children sing bhajan. And even group 1, group 3, all the children sing bhajan. And also, of course, get involved in other activities. And so basic thing is the parents, spirituality in today's age, it's very important for spirituality because and I also volunteer in a homeless shelter in Gary, Indiana. And that is a shelter where the prisoners who are released from prison, they come and stay. So I help them with taxes. I'm sorry, I'm just deviating, but it's
No, go ahead.
and also I teach them some exercise and all those things. It's on Wednesdays I go there and I volunteer there. And in that again, I'll just share this incident and then come to what I'm going to say. I used to teach some breathing exercise and other things. One guy, hey man, I'm doing whatever you taught me, and I'm able to get up in the morning. Earlier, I used to feel lazy. I don't feel like working. Now I feel better, man, and I'm able to get up in the morning and be active. And 2 weeks later, he's out of the shelter. He was able to find a job,
Wow.
and he went out of the. That's just one example. I have other things. So, but the reason I'm talking about spirituality here is I talked to those uh, residents there, and everyone went to prison. The root cause is lack of spirituality. They did something stupid because there was no morality. One guy was in prison he went to prison at the age of 20. He was in the prison for 40 years, came out at the age of 60, and he doesn't have any clue on what to do in the world. The age of 60, when you come out, and I just talked to him and he was crying like anything. Thanks for talking to me. That's all. But the root cause for why he went to the prison was lack of spirituality. With so much mental agitations and so many wrong things going on in the world, it's all when we do the service, we'll come to realize that all these people are undergoing all these things is because of lack of spirituality. That's what I've seen. And it's very important. We all spend more time towards spirituality. Doesn't matter. For us, more than the messenger, the messages are more important.
Mm.
So we always make sure that we follow the messages more importantly. And that's what Swami wants us to do. And just truth and right contact will take us. And in this case, the love for God will lead to fear of sin, and that will lead to morality in society. So it's getting time. So I will just share one quick story about in my childhood what happened. The true love for God, and
Yes.
what Swami also has said, that is the true love. So this was about Sai Gita.
Mm.
And this is I mean, I may not be as accurate as what happened because my grandfather, my dad's, whatever they told during my childhood, that's what I'm trying to narrate. So, but the gist is true, and but the incidents may not be 100% exactly the way what I am saying. So please bear with me. And
Did you
so
say earlier that your grandfather brought Sai Gita to
yes,
Swami?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
because he was the veterinary doctor in Mudumalai, and
Okay.
he's the one who brought Sagita to. So when the Sagita grew up, and after a few years and all, it's a natural tendency that the elephant needs to have a partner, and so although madam padichirom, it will become erratic or frank.
Violent.
This thing they talk about as per science. So my grandfather told Swami, I have to take Sagita through the forest to find a partner. And Swami, for him, everything is tadastu. He will say, okay, go ahead. So they took Sai Gita to Mudumalai.
Hmm.
It was a torture for Sai Gita to be away from Swami. Literally, because they had Sai Gita for nearly a month or more than a month. That's what I don't know the exact this thing and all. In,
Mm.
uh, and it did not allow any elephant to come near Sai Gita.
Mm.
Even my grandfather was telling me, என்னடா இது ஒரு யானையும் கிட்ட விட மாட்டேங்குது அப்படின்னு. I mean, and then when they took it back, took Saigita back to Parthi, it ran to Swami. Like it was a big torture for Saigita to be away from Swami.
Mm.
That is the true love. Swami then told everyone there, including my grandfather, hey, this is the true love. She's my true devotee. That is the true love for God. It is not like I love my wife because she's my wife. There is no cause here. It's an
Mm.
unconditional love.
Mm.
And total unconditional love without any cause. And that love for God, we can see only with Sai Gita. Swami still says that I'm still looking for my true devotee. And so when we have that love for God, automatically it will lead to fear of sin. And when fear of sin leads to morality in society, And ultimately, Swami says, be happy.
Mm.
So that's what this is once we went for pilgrimage, this is the message he gave to the people who were in the interview too. The Rama was there too, was love for God, fear of sin, morality in society, be happy.
Mm. Mm.
That's the message he gave to us.
Yeah, this unconditional love is when we
Yeah,
extrapolate it, unconditional love for Swami, when we extrapolate and see that unconditional love for all the people, then when we are actually practicing that Atma Dharma, I
yeah,
think.
exactly.
Coming back to the Atma Dharma that we started with,
Yeah, right.
I feel like seeing Swami in everyone
Yes.
and that unconditional love, that is
Yeah.
what is going to lead to our spiritual bliss.
Yeah. In that case, the love, I would like to narrate one more incident of me on this. I used to write Likita Japam for
Hmm.
I'm still writing it so many years. I think it was 2010, nearly 15 years or something. And Swami also says it's a Trikarana Shuddhi, thought, word, and deed.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
mind is thinking about the same thing what you're writing, Om Shri Sai Ram.
Hmm.
You're writing it, and your mouth is also chanting. And
Hmm.
so I also write. I write it in a diary 21 times, and I also write and some things what happened that day too.
Hmm.
So once I was in a company where when I was hired, actually my subordinate was supposed to come to that position. Instead of that, they hired me. So that guy was very angry with me. He always messes up with me. So I wrote in the diary, sorry, Swami, I thought bad about him. I naturally I have some instincts to think bad about him. And I wrote it repeatedly every day whenever I thought bad about him, almost every day. So I wrote it in the diary. Sorry, Swami, I thought bad about. Sorry, Swami, I thought bad about. And it's another 3 minutes.
No,
And
you go
this
ahead.
then I don't know. Just to me, I truly believe that writing in that reinforced my thought, and we both became good friends.
Mm.
So really, it helped me to write those things. It helped me to, I mean, overcome the situation in a nice way too. So that's one thing I'm not sure if it applies for everybody, but for me, it helped.
Sending the love to the
Yes,
person with whom you're having differences.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Really, it's been such a pleasure talking with you and exploring how Swami's teachings have shaped your life from your childhood to who you are today, and how you are, transforming other people by teaching Swami's teachings to them. Is really very, very inspirational. We really, really thank you for coming and spending this hour with us this evening. Um, we will we will conclude this session with Om Shanti, and then I will make brief announcements for the upcoming months.
Thanks a lot, sister.
Thank you
Thanks a
again.
lot for this wonderful opportunity.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, thank you. Yeah.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, Swami. Thank you, dear brother. And thank you to each and every one of you that have joined this evening to share in this blissful experience sharing. This is, as I said in the beginning, the first of 3 sessions exploring Swami's teaching about right conduct, Dharma. So please do tune in next month again on the first Wednesday of the month, as always, at 8 p.m. And also this month, April, extra special, let us all have a reverential Aradhana celebration in our centers and in our homes. I know many centers are having sadhana towards the Aradhana day. So let us be in contemplation and let us practice Atma Dharma. Sai Ram and good night.